What are amphibians? They are cold-blooded animals that need aquatic environments but can also live on land. They can breathe and suck water through their skin. Through investigation, it has been found that Brazil has the most species in the world, at an estimated 789. Further investigation has ensued in Costa Rica, where over the 5-year duration, 20% of the species studied were lost. Furthermore, on a global scale, it is evident that of the 6,300 species worldwide, half are in decline, with 1/3 being threatened to the point of extinction. Here you can see two maps displayed. Map A depicts the distribution of amphibians across the globe, and Map B shows amphibians in each country that are in the top 3 categories of threat. A key threat is Chytridiomycosis. This impacts on over 350 species globally, and therefore potentially could cause the extinction of over 200 species.
So, to answer that question, we've been invited over to Yasmin's house, who's generously allowed us to video some of her frogs. So can you tell us a bit about the actual amphibians in question?
Yeah, so these frogs in this tank here are American green tree frogs, so they're from North America. And then in this tank we have golden mantellas, who are from Africa, so they're from Madagascar. So frogs are one of the most threatened groups of animals on Earth, and Job is going to explain why.
So, why is it that amphibians are having such a steep decline? Well, with the help of my glamorous assistant here, and our little friend that she's holding, I'm going to look at some of the main reasons and causes behind this. So we should probably tackle the largest one first, and unfortunately, as it's all too familiar today, it's to do with habitat loss. So the second largest reason behind amphibians' decline is a fungal disease known as Chytridiomycosis. And it's found on every single continent where amphibians occur, and on top of this, it's in every single habitat they occur in. And it's already linked to the extinction of a few species in places such as Australia, Central America and North America, where it's affected the worst. So the reason why this disease is so bad is it has to do with how sensitive amphibian skin is. So, as many of you may know, amphibians not only breathe through their skin, but they also absorb nutrients and release toxins through it as well. Now, the way Chytridiomycosis works is that it causes a thickening in the outer layer of the skin.
So another major factor that affects amphibians is pollution. So amphibians are more heavily affected by pollutants like pesticides and heavy metals than other similar sized creatures because they absorb them through their skin. So many of these can cause fatal diseases, they can weaken their immune systems, makes them more vulnerable to other diseases, to parasites, UV radiation, and in some cases it can cause crippling deformities, so excess limbs, damage to the skin, etc.
However, taking all the previous into account, should we really be concerned about the steep decline of amphibians? I mean, they're not that important, are they?
Amphibian apocalypse. Bodies of fresh water have become lifeless and toxic due to the loss of tadpoles, leading to the overgrowth of algae eliminating oxygen from the water. Then you'd watch the food chains collapse as versatile members of it have gone extinct, leading to further deaths causing a spiral of extinctions. Trees will then die from lack of nutrients that would have been there in a stable ecosystem, leading to a decrease in CO2 absorption and increase in emissions from overwhelming amounts of decomposing material. Outbreaks of disease will then become unmanageable and devastate more countries due to the explosion of mosquito populations from rising global temperatures and loss of predators. However, none of this sounds too unfamiliar, does it? With greenhouse emissions and temperature increase failing to be halted and outbreaks of malaria and the Zika virus already exhausting hospitals and resources, that perhaps we have already boarded a now inevitable mass extinction. We may be technologically more advanced and more able to manage initial impacts, but ultimately amphibians evolved around 350 million years ago, surviving 3 whole mass extinctions.
However, whilst things may seem bad, various people and organisations trying to help amphibians across the world, and you too can do your part to help the cause. Please check out charities such as Amphibian and Reptile Conservation Trust, Frog Life, or Amphibian Ark, and donate just a little bit to help save these beautiful creatures. And with that final note, I guess it's time for me to hop off. So until next time, stay froggy.